Welcome to 0 to 60. Happy Monday. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. I'm coming to you from the lab down here at 60 Football Academy, getting ready for all the veterans to walk in at 11. We've got a big show for you here on this Monday morning. Talk about the Denver Nuggets. Great night last night at Red Rocks. Bree and I went and saw Sleep Token. It was fucking rocking. I mean, absolutely rock out all night, except for the trying to leave Red Rocks part. That was interesting. But just a great Monday night. The Nuggets tie it up 2-2, coming back for Game 5 tomorrow. Travis Hunter is on the cover of NCAA 24, like I told y'all he would be. And, you know, this morning on Coach JB show, I talked a little bit about the negative recruiting that's going on around the country against the University of Colorado, and Coach Prime will dive into that here this morning as well. So we'll answer any questions you guys might have out there, you know, in order to get the party going. So, like always, our show is brought to you by our good friends at Bet Online. They do a great job of providing, you know, the framework for the show and the ability to do so. Check out Bet Online. Use the promo code BLEAV. That's BLEAV, and get 50% back on your first deposit. From the NHL to Major League Baseball to the UFC, to golf. All the playoff games that are happening right now, you know, the Nuggets and the Wolves in Game 5 tomorrow night. Make sure you're using the wagering odds on Bet Online. Talking about the Buffs today, the Heisman odds for the Buffs, I think Shador was plus 3,500 and Hunter was plus 5,000. One of the only teams that has two guys actually on the docket to take bets. So that's pretty cool if you're a Colorado Buffalo fan. You know, the more the merrier. But first off, before we get into college football, the Nugs, all right? Nugs tied up 2-2. Jokic, Murray, and Gordon combined for, you know, like 104 of 115 points on points and assists. Aaron Gordon seems to be the third guy here more consistently than Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter only had 4 points last night. That's not going to win you an NBA title. But if Aaron Gordon goes for 27 and does 11 for 12 shooting, that'll win you one. You know, Jokic didn't have an unbelievable game stat-wise, but he absolutely just controlled the floor from a general standpoint, bringing the ball up, making sure that the ball's in his hands more than other guys' hands so he can, you know, dictate what happens. You don't necessarily want your offense running through him in the post. You want your offense running through him as he brings the ball up at the top of the key. That's when the give and go with Murray is so good, and it opens up the baseline. Once they start, you know, focusing on the three-point line, it opens up the baseline for the lurker. And, you know, Aaron Gordon, number 50, the man of the fucking people, is down there ready to just stuff it home. So, look, when they were down 0-2, the whole world was burying them. And I told everybody this was going to be a 2-2 series coming back to Denver, and it is. I don't see Denver and Minnesota losing at home 3 times. So I think this is going to go 7. You know, Denver will win Game 5, Minnesota will win Game 6, and we'll be back here Game 7, Denver, Minnesota at Ball Arena. So that's going to be pretty fucking wild, to say the least.
What's the likelihood of them going in 6, though? Come on.
I mean, look, they can easily win in 6. It's a matter of usually the series, how they say this in hockey and basketball, is when the road team wins, the series starts. That's what you hear. Well, the fucking road team won the first game, and the road team won the second game. The road team won the third game. The road team won the fourth game. So eventually, that trend's going to stop. That's 4 straight dubs by road teams. Now, Minnesota comes in and wins Game 5. I'm going to think that Denver's going to go win Game 6, but then I'm going to be pretty freaked out about Game 7 because we can't win a fucking home game. So, you know, and the 2-2-1-1-1 setup, I like the fact that 5's at home. It gives Denver an opportunity to go play well. That's why they were fighting for the 2 seed. Minnesota getting the 3 seed, they got to go on the road. Now, it worked for them the first 2 games, but then they didn't guard home court advantage. So I guess we'll see. Anthony Edwards went for 44. That guy's a fucking animal of a player, but the rest of his team did not show up. And, you know, I've been saying this forever, but Rudy Gobert, other than, you know, the fact that he is definitely going to surrender at an alarming rate all the time, he's French. That's what they do. They surrender.
Such a good joke.
It's a great fucking joke because I'm American. So Rudy just got eaten alive. Cat wasn't anywhere to be found. Conley didn't play well. And good, because I'm a huge Nugget fan, and I was freaking out last night at the Sleep Token concert, not being able to watch the game, but I got over it pretty quick.
Someone tried to spoil it for you.
Someone did try to spoil it for me. I was walking out of the bathroom, and some guy was like, "See the Nuggets?" And I covered my ears and said, "Shut the fuck up!" and ran away as fast as I could. And he was really weirded out, but I don't care. I'll never see that fucking guy again. And he did not ruin the game for me, so it turned out pretty well. Okay. Moving on here, our college football talk today is going to be brought to you by our good friends at Factor. Make sure you go check out Factor. Use the promo code that we've got for the facility here. It's Factor SE 48328. You use that promo code, you get 50% off your first box, free Wilson shots for life. Factor does a great job of keeping the Dungeon family moving forward. A bunch of guys are on the Factor boxes right now, and they're doing a great job of supporting the show. So Factor brings you our college football talk, just like always. Everybody over in the comment area, remember, on Twitch and on YouTube, the super chats and the subs are open, and we'll answer any questions we can as we go through the show today. So, all right, where do we want to start here with college football?
I want you to take another victory lap with Travis Hunter.
Okay, so I did say Travis Hunter was going to be on the cover of NCAA 24, and lo and behold, Travis Hunter is on the cover of NCAA 24. So I'm not saying I know everything, but I know more than y'all, and that's all I'm saying. So I don't know if you can put money on that, but my dumb ass didn't, and I think it's pretty cool to have a Colorado Buff on the cover. Good for them, you know, see you and the players there. And I want you to remember what I'm about to say. They are all about taking advantage of business opportunities. And as a football player, if you are not about the business and everything's loyalty based by you, you're going to be broke. So trust me, I bleed black and gold, but business is business. And I want you to remember that as we get deeper into the show. And I got to explain it to all the fucking idiots on social media that don't fucking get it. So business is booming in Boulder for certain players. The other guys are leaving. So I guess we'll see what happens with all that. But being the cover athlete for NCAA 24 after the game hasn't been around for 11 years or whatever, that's pretty goddamn cool. I'm surprised that Shador and Prime didn't get the cover, but I understand it. I think that would bring a lot of hate, not necessarily a lot of, like, people aren't going to just be buying the game because Prime and Shador are on the cover. There's going to be a lot of people that don't buy the game because they'd be on the cover because the hate is real out there.
With digital copies of video games, do you think it's possible that there could be multiple versions with them on it?
I forgot about that. I'm so fucking old. Digital copies of video games. Okay, so look, the digital copy, I guess you can get whatever you want. I'm from the era where we had to go buy the fucking game.
At Blockbuster.
At
GameStop.
Blockbuster.
Did you have
fucking Buster?
Did you have a Blockbuster card?
Yeah. Fuck off, Bree. Okay, leave me alone. So Blockbuster or GameStop, I had to go buy the game back in the day, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not. I'm come from the best generation ever. Fuck y'all. But if I guess with digital copies, shit, man, we'll see. But Travis Hunter is the next, you know, the next Charles Woodson. He's the next DB that can do everything. He's the next Coach Prime. Period. I mean, he is so fucking just unbelievably talented and loves ball. And he's just, you know, the one thing you notice is Travis Hunter isn't really, they put videos up of Travis Hunter. Travis doesn't really put very many videos up of himself. Like, Travis pretty much just rides the wave and lets other people do his marketing for him as he dresses up in like giraffe suits and shit.
He's been everywhere though. I really respect
it's the life of Travis Hunter. He was like at a rodeo the other day and shit, just living it up. So
meeting one of his biggest fans. Yeah, which is so cool.
He's the badass. Like Travis Hunter is everything you're looking for in an ambassador for a school. Not to say that Prime and Shador aren't. That's not where I'm going. I'm just saying that Travis is that guy. Mike Bundy, thanks, brother. We appreciate you. Appreciate you, Travis Woodson. Work to do. Definitely work to do, but that kid will do it. There's no doubt about that. From the basement, Shador is overrated. He reads progression slow, holds the ball too long, and has terrible RPO action. Okay. I'm not going to say that all that stuff isn't true, but I will say that he's not overrated, but he is rated. So that's good. His progressions, I think his progressions are slow, and he holds the ball because he actually wants to throw it and not run it. And you're used to watching college football quarterbacks take one read, the majority of them take one read and just take the fuck off. And he's not that guy. He'll actually go through his progression that takes a little bit longer in order to deliver the ball to the third or fourth receiver and maybe take a sack because of the terrible offensive line last year, which will be much better. But the RPO action is dog shit in Boulder, and we know that. I mean, let's be fucking real. But last year, just, with the run pass option stuff they did at UCLA, I'm working with Jake Heimlicher here, who's from Regis High School, went to Penn, transferred to UCLA last year, and he was part of that. He was one of the stand-up radar linebackers. And he was saying that they were just so confused up front, and everybody's yelling at each other, and nobody can protect Shador, and they were just feasting. So a lot of this has to go with the offensive scheme and how they're running it. If you're play actioning while you can't run the football and then you're giving up sacks and pressures, maybe you should eliminate the play action. So we'll see what happens, but I think the new offensive system with an offensive coach that has cut his teeth in the NFL for so long, even though Patty Boyce is terrible, he's an awful NFL coach. He may be better with a college guy. I don't know. Now, Shador's a pro, so I hope he doesn't screw him up. But at the same time, he's there for a reason, and Coach Prime trusts him with his kids. So we'll see. But I don't think that he's overrated by any means. I think Shador Sanders is going to be a bona fide first-round draft pick, and I don't know if ever the Buffs have ever had a first-round quarterback. I think Cordell. We see when Cordell Stewart went in the draft. I think Cordell went second round to Pittsburgh. I can't remember, but they've never had a first-round quarterback. Coy Detmer didn't go first round. It's not like we've had a lot of quarterbacks drafted in our day. So
60th.
He went sixth, so second round. So Cordell went second round. I don't know when Coy went, I want to say fifth or sixth. And then after that, we haven't had a whole lot of draft picks. So it'll be nice to have a first-round quarterback for the first time in the history of the school. Let's see here. Oh. I got lots of time and good ears. Talk to me, Matt. Okay, what's up, Joe? That's good. You got good ears. I got two good ears and one good eye, bro. We're all working together. Look. Oh, here's one. Shit, I forgot. I didn't even see this. And it was favored. Way to go, dickhead. Ryan Nolan. The Swamp and Kermani projected to end up in Florida as a PWO. Oh, my fucking God. You're telling me Kermani McClain, 5-star Kermani McClain, has to walk on at Florida to get an opportunity. Woo! God damn, son. Even the rumor hurts. That stings. So you walked away from a scholarship because you didn't want to put in any work. You didn't want to go to class. You didn't want to do things right. You wanted to point the finger and act like it wasn't about clicks. Well, guess what? People are clicking on now, Demi, that you're a 5-star that's a fucking walk-on, idiot. You walked away from your scholarship because your feelings were hurt because you're not an automatic starter. Look, you can be the fucking rumor all you want. Y'all are talking about it. Now I am, so it's fact. People are talking about it. It's what it is. He's going to have to deal with it. Where there's smoke, there's usually motherfucking fire. Let's just be real. So if this dude left CU in a full ride and an opportunity to be a really good player and is walking on at Florida and he's posting all these pictures of him in his Gator uniform to go walk on. Now, is it an NIL walk on where he's just getting paid out the ass, or is he actually walking on? Because, man.
Matt, can we talk?
If that's true, then that is bad fucking news, bro. Bad.
Can we talk about the learning opportunity from maybe possibly falling down the ranks a little bit and ending up in this situation from abroad?
Yeah, I mean, look, being humbled is a good thing for the majority of athletes. But when you've been getting your dick sucked your whole life and everybody pats you on the back constantly and it's all this like, oh, you're special, you're a 5-star, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. the minute you have to eat humble pie and actually get through adversity, this is what Coach JB and I talk about constantly. And Schmitty, the inability for this generation to overcome adversity. If you don't like it, start overcoming some fucking adversity and I'll get off your ass. Not every kid is like that, but the majority of them are. They'll run from the work rather than just fucking grab a shovel. So, look, man, if this kid really has to fucking walk on, an NIL scholarship, Mike Bundy, is where you go. It's like Jordan Ochoa going to Nebraska. He's not necessarily on Nebraska's scholarship docket, but he's on an NIL ride. So somebody there covers his scholarship through an NIL collective, which puts him on scholarship anyway. Like all the BYU guys, all the BYU walk-ons got put on scholarship through NIL, so they aren't walk-ons anymore. So it's another way to manipulate the roster and get guys.
I just want to point out, Hard Work said, love seeing the 6-0 body bags commercials. Please keep up the great work.
Let's do it right now. Play that shit. Now, check this out, folks. And look, let me tell you this. I just brought this up. Football players and opportunity doesn't come around very much. I've been busting my ass in this business forever, this 6-0 equipment business, trying to get it off the ground and sell bags and whatnot. Nebraska was the first club that bought them from me. Coach Rule called me and said, did CU buy him yet? And I said, nope. And he goes, we'll take 5 because this guy's a competitor, dog. He is not fucking around. He wants to recruit Colorado. They are not screwing around. And CU bought him the next day. And thank God for Schmitty. He's the man up there. And, you know, I've asked several coaches around the country to do testimonials for me. And the first one to get back to me and do it is Coach Matt Rule at Nebraska. So if y'all don't like it, that sucks. I'm in the green business, homie. This is, you know, this isn't some fucking like YMCA around here. We got bills to pay. Nick needs shoes. So, you know, this is pretty cool. Bree, hit play on this bitch.
It ties in perfectly with recruiting methods against CU.
Sure does.
This is Matt Rule over at Nebraska, man. I just want to take a moment to thank you for putting us on this 6-0 body bag, man. It's been an unbelievable tool for us. You know, I get a lot of feedback, a lot of questions from coaches sometimes about, you know, why we like it so much. And I think besides the safety of it, besides the width and girth of it, you know, I think the thing that I like, especially as a former defensive line coach, is, you know, there's 2 parts to playing defensive line and using your hands, as you know. Number 1 is building the strike and the punch to knock a 300-pounder back. And so obviously many times we'll use, like we use here, we'll use the sleds, but you don't have to time your punch on a sled. And so it's always been this juxtaposition of, hey, I'm going to work on the sled, I'm going to strike, so I'm striking something with surface area and girth and some physicality to it. But at the same time, I want that shield to move. I want that bag to move, so I'm going to use a shield.
It's at the fucking end. So that's pretty cool, bro. I mean, look, hats off to Coach Rule for all he does. He's been here several times to recruit him and Coach Satterfield. Coach Knighton, all Bronco fans know Coach Terrence Knighton. You know, he's the fucking man. He played nose tackle for the team. He's a great dude, good friend of mine. I'm a little torn. There's a little part of me inside. Width and girth, LOL, take a lap. And I get $4.99 for being width and girthy. So apparently I'm girthy. And that's a good thing. So the width and girth of the bag, I'm telling you, this is so cool. These bags are girthy. And we can fucking, if you're girthy and you need a big bag, we got you covered, bitch. 60bodybags.com. Fuck yeah.
Gives me the same feeling that moist gives other people.
The moist is the most disgusting fucking word on earth.
Bro,
that and afterbirth. I don't know why, but moist, and they just kill me. That, cold butter and dry. Shut your mouth. So, look, man, go check it out at 60equipment.com. Check it out on TikTok. I've tried to post it twice, but the rock out at the end, they were like, oh, the music is fucking, and they take it off. So I got to figure that out. I got to call my guy and be like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, moist, son. Moist. Ugh. So, pretty fucking cool. You know, anybody out there, whether you want to donate one to your high school, you want to get one for your kids for his birthday, Christmas presents, whatever. The 6-0 body bag is blowing up right now, and I cannot fucking thank Coach Rule enough and the University of Nebraska for all they do to support. So, now all that said, second week of the season, when we come to Lincoln, we're gonna fuck y'all up. Can't wait. So, yeah, let's get into this. This morning on Coach JB's show, which I'm on all the fucking time. I won't be on tomorrow, but be back on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We were talking about this report that's out there, and it's been out there for a while, that college coaches negatively recruit against CU by talking down about Coach Prime and Shador and everything that's going on up there. And I can 100% unequivocally, totally confirm what Coach Prime is talking about. Because I sit in this office right here, and the coaches sit right there in the fucking hot seat, and we talk. And one of, if not like the first thing, if not the second thing, that always comes up is what's going on in Colorado? Why don't they recruit Colorado kids? Do they really think all the transferring stuff is going to work? Coaches laugh about it. They mock it. They make fun of it. We've gotten 4 or 5 guys from there that are pretty good players. Like, and I'm not going to use any names. And bro, the Rolodex of coaches that walk in and out of this fucking place, I don't post everybody that comes in here. It's not productive. So just understand that these are big time programs around the country. And like, for example, we just had 5 guys last year at Michigan from 6-0 that won national titles. You know, we had 3 guys at Washington, 2 starters and 1 of the 6 men, Zach Henning, who's now the starting center from Grandview. So in the national title game, we had 7 fucking guys from this area that all started at this gym when they were young in the national title game. That doesn't include Casey Roddick at Florida State and Jake and, you know, all these, Spencer Lovell and Trey Zune, who started 40 games at A&M from Fort Collins. And that's just offensive linemen. We're not even talking about quarterbacks and skill players and Jake Stonebreaker going to K-State and Dalton Reisner going to K-State and Max Mars going to K-State. Like, they walk in and they go, okay, what is a way that we can say you don't want to go to Colorado? It used to be why they would walk in here and they would walk into high schools and go, why would you want to play at Colorado? They suck. They're terrible. Now, that's the normal way of recruiting. Just talk bad about your opponent. But now they immediately go after the culture, the people, Coach Prime, Shador, all the video stuff. This guy's not as good as he thinks he is. This guy isn't as good. Coach Prime can't coach. Yeah. And it's just firing. And they're trying to see if I'm going to take the bait and start talking bad. And I'm like, yo, man, you know, like, well, we'll see when you guys play. And, you know, I try and coach talk them as much as I can because we're in the business of recruiting. They just go down this road because they know I'm a buff. So they walk into my office. They see what it is. They're not stupid. They know where I played. So it's not my job to like sit here and defend them. And I don't really think they want defense. I think that Coach Prime and his team up there feed off of this shit. So the more you want to hate on them and the more you want to point the fucking finger, the more that they're going to just, ramp up and come after your ass. So I think that, this year is going to be a wake-up call for all the haters, and it's going to be a great year for Colorado Buffalo fans, to say the least. So I don't know any way to fix this. I don't want to fix it. If no one's hating on you and talking shit to you and doesn't like you, you're not doing anything. The guy with 100 friends is the fakest motherfucker in the room. The guy with 2 friends, that's the guy that you want to be friends with because he's loyal and real. And the other 98 motherfuckers had to kick rocks because they couldn't put up with the loyalty and the realness. So let's just be real here. People hate Coach Prime because they ain't Coach Prime. Period. They hate Coach Prime's reach because they don't have it. They hate Shador's reach because they don't have it. They hate Hunter's reach because they don't have it. They hate the fact that the University of Colorado has the 2 biggest NIL earners in the country, and we're in the hapless Big 12, and the SEC is $2 million behind on Arch Manning than Shador Sanders. Shador's making 4.6, Arch is making like 2.6, something like that. So I'm just saying, bro, like, you hate us because you ain't us. That's the fucking truth.
Shouts out East Coast Kev for the $10.
What up, Kev?
Coach Napier is going after Cormani. Isn't that coach on the hot seat? And trolls can say whatever they want about Shador, but I bet you he's better than Mr. Checkdown Carson Beck.
I'm not going to sit here and hate on Carson Beck. Carson Beck is surrounded by first-round talent. So, yeah, I'd be checking the fucking ball down to Brock Bowers and the fucking backs too, and just be like, go do your job, dog. What the fuck? The quarterback's job is to get the ball to the best player, and they're everywhere at Georgia. So I'm not going to hate on the kid for going to the best situation possible. But then again, why does everybody hate on Shador for going to his best situation possible? So quarterbacks, you have to go to the best situation possible in order to make it work. There's only one of them. So the thing with Coach Napier, I know Coach Napier. He's a good coach. There's something going down at Florida. I went to Utah, Florida opener last year in Salt Lake City. Nick was a recruit, my son Nicholas, and it was pretty cool. But there's a disconnect. There's something going on at Florida that I can't put my finger on. Look, McLean's a Florida kid. Going back to Florida makes sense. But I don't know if I believe he's a walk-on. If he really walked on, he really walked on.
I mean, he's visited, so think about the opportunity there to do so.
Boy.
Again, it's
if this kid's really fucking walking on after being a 5-star and being on full scholarship, that tells you that there's an extremely negative narrative about this kid. Because to think that nobody from Florida called anybody at CU and said, what's really going on with this guy? Can we put him on scholarship? Is he going to go to class? Is he a turd? Is he smoking dope every 5 minutes? And look, I'm not sitting here saying you can't smoke dope. Just go do your fucking job. Go do your job. Do your fucking job. Be an adult. Get the fuck out of bed. Go do your job. If you're going to fucking party and be that guy, get the fuck out of bed and do your fucking job. Don't be one of these guys that's fucking smoking dope and acting cool and trying to play football next to me and or somebody like me, and I have a standard and I want you to fucking play and bust your ass, but you're the high guy.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. We'll see if this doesn't take a 180 turn. I don't know. It could be interesting how it turns out. I want to give shouts out to CJ Martinez because he said Bree's low-key, smart, and funny. Nice co-host. This show's about to blow up. CJ Martinez, I think I'm high-key funny, but I appreciate the shouts out. Appreciate everybody who's watching over here. Had a couple of questions, Mike. Matt, I want you to...
Who's Mike?
Mike Bundy has a comment right here.
That's fucking lucky that Mike's saying, who the fuck is Mike?
So imagine stealing 60 to Texas.
Mike! Who the fuck is Mike?
Mike said, imagine stealing 60 to Texas. And then CJ Martinez said, how much do college coaches connect with trainers rather than high school coaches? I think you should kind of speak to how it's not just training, and you've already scaled the Texas.
So I'm not a trainer, thank God. And if I am, then I'm a 315-pound personal trainer, and everybody that comes here is a fucking moron. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, I'm a coach, bro. This is a football academy. We're not in here doing spin class and personal training and shit. They're all football players all day. The coaches come here when they get off the plane because they know that they can get this. Resumes of every kid that's worth recruiting in the fucking room. Every one of them. And they come here and they sit down, and yeah, that's paperwork. I don't do things digitally because they're all old heads. And I hand them paperwork, and we watch it on my TV right here, and we evaluate the player, and then they watch them in the room and figure out if they want them, and this has been the process forever. So they don't need to just get off the fucking plane and guess and drive to every high school to find no one. I'm sorry, but this is a flyover state for a reason. I was just at the U.S. Army All-American Bowl Combine this weekend, and the Dungeon family balled out. Deacon Schmidt, John Stevens, both won top performers, O-line and D-line. It's no surprise that all the Dungeon family guys were way more. I mean, Bree, you were there. It was like fucking night and day. Like the Dungeon family guys that know what they're doing were so much more advanced than the other kids.
They got top performer.
Yeah, all of them did. Like all my guys got top performer, and the other kids didn't know how to run the drills. They couldn't get in stances. They didn't know how to get into the defensive line stance, and they played 3 years of high school football. It's like it's fucking straight hobby town bullshit. The fucking parents are up on the hill talking shit like, oh, we didn't pay for you to run them. And I'm up there like, shut the fuck up, Darren. And this is my thing is like, if you are there and your kid's in a camp and he doesn't know what he's doing, we are going to cripple the fuck out of your kid one of these days, lady. This is a collision sport. You have to get ready to play. You can't just be some fucking dickhead that walks off the field like, oh, or some mom or dad that's like, yeah, this looks fun, honey. Let's get you in this day camp at the U.S. Army All-American Ball Combine. It'll be so much fun. That's what Colorado fucking is. Period. So I take a lot of pride in what I do here, and I take a lot of pride in the fact that so many people don't like me, yet no one ever fucking walks up to me and says it. There were 500 people at this motherfucker the other day. Not all of them like me. When I gave my speech at the end of it, there were a bunch of punk fucking dads in the back talking shit. I knew they were talking about me. They didn't walk up to me and say anything, the fucking cowards. Because they know I'm right. You're going to defend the fact that all these other scrubs can't get into a stance, but every one of my guys are winning top performer and getting offered. I had all my guys stand up, and I was like, at the end of it, and I was like, all right, offers. Who has offers here? Every one of my guys raised their hand. Nobody else in the whole fucking place raised their hand. And they're there to get offered. So this is not rocket science, folks. This is actually pretty fucking easy. This is sticks and stones, and we'll break your fucking bones. This is not rocket science. This isn't fucking trying to figure out how to go walk on the moon or whatever. This is strictly line up, put your fucking hand in the dirt, understand you're not as good as you think you are. You're damn sure not as bad as you think you are. And let's go get this motherfucker. And unfortunately, the first thing that Coach Funk said was, hey, I want you guys to think about something. The state of Colorado's got a huge problem, and it starts with an E. And the first thing I said was entitlement. And he goes, entitlement. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, entitlement. And it's hard to tell a kid who lives in mommy's basement, sits in the hot tub, and drives an audience ship what entitlement means. They don't know the value of anything. They live in mommy's basement. Daddy pays the bills while the milkman's banging. So all I'm saying is sometimes a little adversity is a good thing. Bulldozing everything out of the way for your kid and then expecting them to be able to stick around in the most competitive fucking atmosphere in the world isn't going to work. Again, let me say this before I get off today, okay? Do you like football or do you need football? Do you like this? And you like it because you get to dress up as a Madden player and you get to fucking wear your spat and your towel and you got your fucking visor that you don't even have eye problems, but you have a visor. And let's see, you got the battle stuff is my favorite. That shit's so expensive. Kids running in like battle hoodies and shit, and like, you know, their fucking shorts are all the way up, their nuts are hanging out and shit. Like, this is the new era. And you can like all that. You can like it when it's 75 degrees and nice outside and the other guys can't play. You can like it when the coaches like you, when it's just Hobbytown orange slice bullshit. But some motherfuckers need football. And this is what I'm looking for. The guys that need it, that will wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to drive down here at 5 to earn it, that will never quit working, that find guys that like it and put targets on them and go, I'm fucking this kid up and taking his lunch money. I ain't helping you off the ground. We ain't friends. We'll be buddies on social media afterwards, but we're going to know who the better one is. Those are the need football types. I will do anything, play anywhere. It doesn't matter how cold, how hot, who you line me up against. This is what I do. It's like that scene in 300 where the 300 warriors walk up with Leonidas, all right? And all the other motherfucking farmers and bankers and, you know, fucking pot makers and all these other scrubs walk up from the other clan. And he goes, well, where are you going? And he goes, I'm going to fight Xerxes. And he goes, well, you only brought 300 men. And he looks at him, he goes, well, what do you do? So Leonidas looks at the guy and goes, what do you do? And he goes, I'm a pot maker. And he goes, how about you? And he goes, I'm a welder. And he goes, and you? And he goes, oh, I'm a farrier. That's shoeing horses, you fucking morons. And then he looks back at the other guys and goes, Spartans, what is your profession? And everybody goes, how? And he looks right at him and goes, you see, you have 1,200 men, I have 300, and I brought more warriors than you did. And that's what the fuck it is. So, stop sitting here acting like adversity is bad. It's awesome. It's the best thing ever. Every time somebody says something negative to me, it makes me want to, it gives me a fucking heart on you could swing from, bro. I love it. Oh yeah, I know you like that part. I'm just saying, it doesn't do, like, I don't get intimidated and shit. I don't sit back and go, oh my God, this guy doesn't like me. What am I going to do? I'm just like, wow, fucking A, somebody wants something. Let's go. So, this game and everything about it, whether you're in the media, whether you're in the business world trying to get ahead, whether you're a player, whatever, nose to the stone, earplugs, blinders, and make sure that all the people around you that are talking, make sure they got pens because they'll want a signature soon enough. So, everybody, have yourself a great day. Happy Monday. We appreciate all of you. Make sure you check out Bet Online, check out Factor, like and subscribe on YouTube and on Twitch. We really appreciate everybody there. The 6-0 body bag. We'll play the commercial one more time from Coach Rule at Nebraska. But go on 6-0 equipment and type in promo code McChesney. You can get 2 for 1. That's pretty big. I haven't really put that out there a lot, but I just put it out there for all you guys. See if you can help your high school community, your college community, and dig the trench with the 6-0 body bag. So have yourself a great day, guys. And as always, go Buffs.
This is Matt Rule over at Nebraska, man. I just want to take a moment to thank you for putting us on this 6-0 body bag, man. It's been an unbelievable tool for us. I get a lot of feedback, a lot of questions from coaches sometimes about, why we like it so much. And I think besides the safety of it, besides the width and girth of it, I think the thing that I like, especially as a former defensive line coach, is, there's 2 parts to playing defensive line and using your hands, as you know. Number one is building the strike and the punch to knock a 300-pounder back. And so obviously many times we'll use, like we use here, we'll use the sleds, but you don't have to time your punch on a sled. And so it's always been this juxtaposition of, hey, I'm going to work on the sled, I'm going to strike, so that I'm striking something with surface area and girth and some physicality to it. But at the same time, I want that shield to move. I want that bag to move, so I'm going to use a shield.
Girthy. Yeah, bitch.